Geologist Harry chipped away at meteorite. Unidentified liquid leaked from the meteorite, they observed with a microscope. However, but it was discovered that a large number of single-cell microorganisms were dividing at a speed visible to the naked eye. It didn't take a while. The container was burst. Dr. Kane quickly checked the DNA, found that they were all composed of 10 dying substitutes. Humans only had 4. Dr. Kane excitedly told Harry, because this would be the biggest discovery of this century. Harry couldn't wait to look at the microscope. The next second, he frowned, because just now it was a single-celled organism. Now it has become multicellular. That was to say, they were not only dividing but also evolving. For this process it took humans 200 million years, but now it only took them 2 hours. Obviously this was beyond the knowledge of scientists. They immediately led an expedition team into the crater, discovering the cave where there was nothing before was now covered with mushroom-like plants, and these plants were producing special gases. A smaller version of the atmosphere was formed. Suddenly a girl felt something on her foot. Dr. Kane quickly patted away the fog, found that the worms were crawling on the ground. Everyone was instantly frightened and panicked. Dr. Kane was very calm, because it was more certain that they were evolving. Then he picked up a worm, prepared to take it back for study. Unexpectedly, it only took a few seconds. The worm suffocated and died. It seemed they couldn't adapt to oxygen, but only be put in the bottle containing special gas. Just when they were chatting, it was found that the worms were dividing rapidly. Multicellular organisms could reproduce asexually. One surprise after another made the two very excited. It was like they would get a Nobel Prize soon. They hid the sample in the laboratory. At the same time, a man named Wayne working at the pool found a large number of worms were burrowing into the ground from underground cracks, and an ugly unknown creature in the water purifier. The other side, Dr. Kane and Harry were going to the meteorite cave again to check further. As a result, this place has been surrounded by the military. The two men revealed their identities to the commander and requested to enter, but the commander said this place has been classified as highly confidential and rejected them. The two who were angry had no choice but to take them to court, and they lost the case, but fortunately they kept the sample before. But when they returned to the laboratory, found the door had been pried open. It was a mess inside. The sample container was missing. The data in the computer had also been deleted. There was nothing now. Then the two quietly sneaked into the crater camp at night and pretended to be staff members, put on protective clothing and entered the meteorite cave. Just one day, the environment inside had undergone tremendous change again. Not only plants but also a complete biological chain. The day after the meteorite fell, a complete biological chain grew in the crater. This centipede could actually turn around at any time. At this time, the two were immersed in this magical moment. Suddenly, it seemed that there was not only a biological chain here, but also a food chain. Harry accidentally stepped on an insect and killed it. Other predators around them came to share the food. Dr. Kane quickly opened the container, asking Harry to catch one so to bring it back for study. But just when Harry stretched out his hand, the screams of the two attracted the attention of the people above and discovered them through surveillance. They came down immediately and asked them to leave. Just when they were arguing, an insect scratched Harry's protective clothing, drilled in through the opening. Harry immediately felt something was not right. Soon the insect appeared in his helmet. Dr. Kane quickly turned on the oxygen and poisoned the insect, but the next second, soon Harry was sent to the hospital. The insect was crawling in his thighs. The doctor recommended immediate amputation, but Harry didn't agree at all. Suddenly the insect turned around and crawled towards the middle of the legs, asking the doctor to amputate the leg immediately. But by now the insect has penetrated into the large intestine. The doctor quickly applied enema for Harry, picked up the plier and pinched the insect out of his body. After a few seconds exposed to oxygen, the insect suffocated and died. But the story didn't end yet. Since the meteorite fell, mysterious creatures began to appear near the crater. Some appeared in residents' homes, some even attacked innocent residents, but they all had a fatal flaw: could only survive in the presence of oxygen for a few minutes. However, it made the two very panic, because the creatures they found were different every time, meant that the creatures were evolving at the same time. Not far from the crater, they found a group of suffocating dragons. Suddenly a dragon slowly got up, spitting out an embryo from the mouth. Immediately a baby dragon was born, but the scary thing was this dragon has evolved to adapt to oxygen. Before they could react, the dragon has already flown towards the downtown. Soon the dragon crashed in the mall. Just a few minutes its body size has doubled. The three quickly got ready to fight in a group. At this time a girl was trying on clothes inside the fitting room. After hearing the noise, opened the door. The three came following the girl's screams, but didn't dare to shoot randomly for fear of accidental injury. To attract the dragon, Wayne stood on the stage and sang. Unexpectedly, this trick really worked. The dragon was attracted by his creepy voice. Just when it was about to attack Wayne, Harry rushed forward and intercepted the girl. Dr. Kane took the opportunity to shoot. The three just finished killing the dragon. However, a bigger problem came. Realizing that things were out of control, military was under pressure from governor, decided to destroy the crater with incendiary bombs. Dr. Kane and others hurried back to the laboratory, prepared to destroy the sample brought back before. But when the sample was ignited accidentally, the creature in the petri dish immediately changed its form, expanded at a very fast speed. It grew countless times in just a few seconds. They were once again shocked by the scene in front. Only then did Dr. Kane realize that fire could not destroy them. On the contrary, it would make them grow even faster. The military had already installed incendiary bombs at this time. Just when they were about to give up, Dr. Kane was suddenly attracted by Allison's t-shirt. Periodic table of elements were printed on her t-shirt. Dr. Kane immediately thought of a way to deal with alien creatures. Humans were carbon-based organisms. The corresponding toxic substance was arsenic. Alien organisms were nitrogen-based organisms, so their corresponding toxic substance was selenium. Just found enough material containing selenium could eliminate all alien creatures at once. One college student next to them said, to prevent hair loss, the shampoo he usually used contained selenium, so they split up and acted. Dr. Kane got a fire truck. They poured in all the shampoo they could find. Then they immediately drove towards the crater, but what they didn't expect was that the military actually advanced the time for action. With the explosion of a large number of incendiary bombs, the creatures in the crater immediately mutated. The soldiers outside suddenly noticed that the ground began to shake. Then a giant monster emerged from the ground. The volume was also rapidly increasing at a fast speed, and it continued to spread towards the city. Although the soldiers nearby were shooting desperately, they were still slapped onto the ground by the monster instantly. Suddenly, the monster stopped growing. Instead, it began to split down the middle. To destroy the monster before it split into two, they took the risk and drove the fire truck under it, then used the ladder to reach the monster's excretion hole. Harry held the high-pressure water gun through excretory opening, sprayed the water containing shampoo into it. The monster immediately bubbled up, realizing it was about to explode. Allison sped up. The next second they rushed out of the monster. The monster exploded, and this crisis has finally been resolved. No one thought that a bottle of shampoo could save the Earth.